This is San Diego News Daily.
Hello and welcome to San Diego News Daily. I'm Dana Williams. First up here, an 18-year-old accused of firing shots from a military rifle in Poway this week has been arrested in Oklahoma. It started Tuesday afternoon when deputies say Cameron Johnson was shooting a gun into a field. Deputies called off the search after he was able to hide from them. Oklahoma City police say they found him after a warrant was issued for him on Thursday. Johnson was booked into jail and will return here to San Diego. He now faces several charges, including illegally possessing an assault weapon and possessing a firearm. And now an update to a story we brought you first yesterday as breaking news. At least 4 people are dead after a Panga boat capsized off the San Diego coast. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol say 9 people were inside the boat when it ran into rough waters near the IB Pier after midnight on Saturday morning. 3 people were found near the pier, and the 4th person's body was several feet away from nearby homes. CBP agents believe the victims may have paid smugglers to try to get them out of Mexico and into the United States. According to Border Patrol agents, boats like these are often stolen and then chopped up and painted blue to disguise them in the water. And with heavy rain this weekend and more showers expected in the coming days, police are really emphasizing the importance of road safety for drivers. San Diego police say traffic accidents go up 50% during rainstorms like what we've seen. And that's why they're asking drivers to slow down and give each other more distance. They recommend giving yourself about a 5-second following distance between your car and the one in front of you. And also give yourself extra time to get to your destination safely.
All the roadways seem to get wet, and all of that oil and debris comes to the surface, making the roadways very slick. When it's raining, we need to change the way that we're driving. We can't drive the same way that we would when it's 75 and sunny out.
That officer who you heard from also says if you come across a flooded or closed road, turn around and avoid driving through it. San Diego County's Office of Emergency Services say they also have people on standby 24/7 for any storm-related damage or injuries. And the atmospheric river showered San Diego with rain and ushered in cooler temperatures across the whole county. And scientists at the Scripps Institute of Oceanography tracking this say storms like this one are different. They get categorized on a scale system, the same way natural disasters do. And while the rain may ruin some people's plans, they say there are definite benefits to the downpour.
This wetting of the landscape, with this much rain at this time of the year, and it looks like this pattern's going to continue into next week, honestly, that's great news for just, having the soil be moist and the fuels be moist and reducing that fire risk.
He added the scale ranges from 1 to 5. He says this weekend's storm is around a 2 or a 3. And with heavy rainstorms, it often leads to flooding along the San Diego River, and that could really do a lot of damage to nearby businesses and also be dangerous for people living in homeless encampments nearby. So a local professor is working on a system with cameras and AI to provide early warnings when the water is just getting too high.
Hey, this is the time to evacuate. Hey, this is the time that's flooding gonna come. With this system, if we are able to calibrate it, fine-tune the data, this is going to cost how much? A couple $100.
The professor says the system is also meant to protect first responders who would have to rescue people along the river. He hopes to have the system working by the middle of next year. For decades, the San Diego Rescue Mission has been at the forefront of helping people with nowhere else to go. And every year around the holidays, they welcome hundreds of people through their doors with a warm meal. As NBC 7's Adonis Albright explains, while the organization's mission hasn't changed, the people who come through their doors have.
There's just a community that cares about the homeless, and we're not going to wait for the government to fix this problem.
Rain or shine, people lined up outside the San Diego Rescue Mission in downtown for a warm Thanksgiving meal. Many of these volunteers are familiar faces around here. Dawn Grespin has been with the San Diego Rescue Mission for the last 4 years.
I love it. It's one of my favorite days of the year. It matters to the people that come, and so it's great that we're here. It's great that they get to get out of the rain and the elements for just a little bit and to feel cared for.
Feeding nearly 1,000 people is no easy task. It quite literally takes a village of volunteers and people who just simply care about the community.
We've been doing haircuts and showers this morning.
The word that comes to mind here is empathy, something Grespin has in spades.
Everybody is somebody's mother, father, sister, brother, son, daughter. And so I like to try to see them in that light.
The San Diego Rescue Mission is also celebrating its 70-year anniversary. That's 7 decades of making a difference. And making sure people don't go without during the holidays. From downtown, Adonis Albright, NBC 7.
Nothing like a warm meal on a cool day. Our NBC 7 meteorologist Brooke Martell will have a look at your weather right after this.
You count on breaking news.
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
And help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now, we'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view.
We're so human.
And your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting.
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
Because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC 7 and Telemundo 20.
Taking a look at one of the many pictures we received from yesterday's storm. Got a few rainbows, seeing those on this Sunday morning as well. If you have any pictures that you've taken while you're out and about, maybe some pictures of the rain or rainbows like this, you can always email them to IC, that's ISEE at NBCSanDiego.com. We'd love to see them, and thanks to Deanna Hayes for sending this our way from Balboa Park. Here's a look at some of those rainfall totals from yesterday and even continuing into today. You can see Ramona getting nearly 1.5 inches of rain. This is compared to the November average. Continuing down the list, you can see that Ramona, Escondido, Borrego Springs, every place on this particular graphic surpassing their monthly average. And in some cases, you can see for San Diego International, we got about 1.5 inches of rain. And usually during this month, it's close to about 3/4 of an inch. So it's good to see so much rain. We're anticipating even more as we head into the next few days. So daytime highs look like this, right around those mid-60s at the coast. We have upper 50s to about the upper 60s for the valleys, 40s and low 50s for the mountains. Breezy there for today. Same thing will go for the desert region, where temperatures are going to be closer to about the upper 60s to low 70s. So breaking down the details for tomorrow, we still could have some scattered showers going into the morning commute, just like what we're seeing for your Sunday. By the afternoon and heading really into that evening commute, even the tail end of it, it's possible we could start to see some more moderate rainfall. That'll take us into early Tuesday morning. We cannot rule out the chance for heavier rain from thunderstorms. So let's time a couple things out for you. This is a look at about 10:40 this morning on your Sunday. Mostly dry conditions, but the chance for some stray showers still moving through the area. Again, remnants from that storm system from yesterday. And then by tonight, we should see some clouds, still have some clear skies as well. But then the chance for some of that moisture just to move through here for the morning drive on Monday. Otherwise, mostly dry Monday afternoon before we could get more of that rain moving through the area here. Again, mostly right around the lighter but moderate to heavy at times. And the winds will be picking up as well over those higher elevations in the desert region. This is a look at Monday night going into Tuesday. Like I said, more chances for that rain as well. How much more rain are we talking about on top of what we've already received? Well, it really depends on where you're at, but close to the coast, it could be actually around 3/4 of an inch. Same thing will go for your inland valley communities, but higher amounts over those mountain communities, those higher elevations. So breaking it down further for you, low pressure coming from the north, that typically brings the cooler weather, cloudier conditions, and then also that moisture associated with this system. So again, rain chances Monday, Tuesday, getting into Wednesday, mostly dry, but you can see that rain icon reappears Thursday, Friday. There's another system that could bring rain to our region. We'll have a better idea of that as we get into this upcoming week, but it'll be cooler. So as you're planning your week, maybe dress in layers for Tuesday, especially. Temperatures are going to be right around those low 60s. We even have 40s back in the mix for the mountains. And I will say, if we do get that rain Monday night into Tuesday, those temperatures overnight over the mountain communities maybe could be right around freezing. That would be enough for us to maybe get a dusting of snow. So for the desert region, you can also see that we're actually cooling down pretty significantly. And then by next weekend, we'll warm up and we'll dry out, Dana.
Brooke, thanks so much. A commissioning ceremony was held in Florida for USS Pierre. It will soon head to its permanent home port right here in San Diego. It is the 19th and the final Independence-class littoral combat ship the Navy plans to build. They say it's going to operate in nearshore waters, countering threats and bolstering security at sea.
That mission is backed by serious capability, mine countermeasures, anti-submarine warfare capabilities, and a flexible mission bay and flight deck that can embark helicopters, unmanned aerial systems, and small boats, allowing this crew to respond rapidly to evolving threats or humanitarian operations in some of the world's most challenging littoral environments.
Construction on the 418-foot ship started in Alabama in 2023. It cost nearly $600 million to build. And as always, there's more coverage you can count on at NBC7.com, and you can always find us on Roku or your Samsung Smart TV app. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dana Williams.